It's 2 a.m. The room is dead quiet, but your mind is screaming. You're lying there, completely safe, yet you're replaying a passing comment from 3 days ago and mapping out scenarios for problems that don't even exist yet. Most people will tell you to just relax or stop overthinking. When that fails, it's easy to feel like your mind is broken. But psychologists recognize this specific late-night mental loop as maladaptive rumination. It is a predictable psychological pattern, not a personal failure. Your brain isn't malfunctioning. You possess a highly advanced pattern recognition engine that is currently stuck in an outdated survival mode. We aren't going to try and shut your brain off. Instead, we're going to redirect that analytical energy, turning that hyperactive engine toward intentional problem solving while the rest of the world is still asleep. To fix the loop, we have to look at the hardware. Even when your body is resting, your prefrontal cortex, the area handling complex analysis, and your default mode network stay highly active. Together, they generate an endless internal monologue. This diagram illustrates two distinct mental states. On the left, we have reflective rumination, which moves your thoughts forward toward a real solution. On the right, that analysis slips into brooding rumination, a distressing, circular trap where you dwell on problems without ever advancing. The danger of that circular loop is that it feels productive. Your brain mistakes this illusion of mental progress for actual problem solving, convincing you that the answer is just one more loop away. This is reinforced by a chemical trap. Every time you construct a mental argument or run through a hypothetical scenario, your brain releases small amounts of dopamine. You are being rewarded for the act of worrying. This is a direct confrontation with your biology. Your brain has a chemical incentive to keep worrying, which makes telling an overthinker to just stop neurologically naive. Which raises an obvious question: why would the human brain build such an exhausting, dopamine-fueled trap in the first place? For many, this cognitive habit was forged early in childhood. In an unpredictable environment where moods or situations shifted without warning, anticipating every possible threat was a necessary tool. This hypervigilance was a successful adaptation. Your nervous system learned to look ahead and map out danger to keep you safe. That programming ensured your survival in the past. But today, running a high-powered perception engine without reaching a resolution is doing nothing but draining your mental energy. You cannot think your way out of a thinking problem. To shift this momentum, we need to use a specific intervention to interrupt the neural pathway. Step 1 is cognitive diffusion. When you spiral, your thoughts fuse directly to your identity. We have to create a fraction of distance between who you are and the analysis you are performing. This diagram shows how that diffusion works. You detach those thoughts by shifting your internal language from "I am in danger" to "my brain is generating a concern right now." You become the observer of the pattern. Once you have that distance, move to step 2, the utility test. The moment the late-night loop begins, force a cognitive pause and ask yourself one question: is this helping me solve something? If the answer is no, you are in analysis paralysis, gathering data for a test that doesn't exist. Consciously acknowledging that the data gathering has lost its purpose creates the friction needed to disrupt the cycle. Now we execute step 3, action over analysis. Neuroplasticity allows the brain to reorganize itself, and every single time you interrupt this cycle, you actively weaken the old mental pathway. But you have to redirect the energy. Write your thoughts down on paper. This physical action sends a concrete signal to your nervous system that the analysis phase is officially complete. Your thoughts are tools. They are temporary visiting spaces. You can learn from them, but they are not a permanent home for you to live inside. An overactive mind hides immense strengths. The exact same brain that gets stuck in an anxious loop possesses high cognitive empathy and the ability to notice invisible patterns that others miss. By applying the 2 a.m. protocol, you stop letting that analytical power run as a survival loop. You begin to aim it. When that happens, the same mind that once kept you awake becomes your primary tool for navigating complex human systems and invisible patterns.